darling.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this paid episode of A Life Lived Trans podcast with your host, Marty P., who's applying some beautiful lip gloss, and Lenny Z, that's me. We're so excited to bring you weekly doses of wisdom from two old trannies who've seen it all before. Excited. They make us say that, right?
They do. It's elder abuse.
Sorry.
That's our producer in the UK. If you're listening,
I know we have to stay concurrent. We have to figure out how to stay contemporary.
Yes, we do. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast platform you like, you'll only hear the first 10 minutes of this conversation. But if you want to hear all the delicious hot tea, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/A Life Lived Trans to get all the gossip. Links will be in the description. Please don't forget to review us, rate us 5 stars or however high it can go, and write something nice about how fun we are and how authentic and truthful we are in telling our sometimes sordid, often funny, but truthful stories. Hi, Marty.
And how rare we are. We're rare.
People don't think we exist. They think we're ghosts.
They think we're a trend that
just happened 5 or 10 years ago.
And we're not. We've been here forever. We have always been here. You know, I posted an old video on Instagram a couple days ago. I found another clip, and people are just like freaking out, going, "Oh my God!" It's like, and it's like I can live that long, or it's like, "Oh my God, that was happening then." It's like, and it's just like, it just astounds me that people think like that we just like, came out of the pandemic or something.
We appeared out of nowhere,
with
right?
With COVID came the transsexual being. Hold on, my cat needs to get out.
Well, one day I might see if I can bring my mother on, who's living down the street now that I've escaped from New York.
Yes. You did the whole, since we last talked, you've done this huge journey from New York to straight through bumfuck America to New Orleans, the safety place, the cool place.
Before we started recording, I was telling our producer that we drove through Christian country, the Bible Belt, where there were these giant, enormous crosses as big as any building that you would see in Roanoke, Virginia, or Chattanooga, Tennessee, or in between, and signs that, said, find Jesus, or are you having trouble with your lustful desires? Call Jesus, 1-800-268. I was like, wow, Jesus has an 800 number.
That's crazy. Oh my God, just before the 5 minutes is up, because you got a free for 5, or is it 10 minutes? I think it's 10 minutes we got for free. But I just wanted to let everybody know that we're going to be talking about relationships. We're calling it All Our Relations. And doll our relations. I mean,
our relations.
Doll our relations, and that with action figures included. So we're going to talk about trans guy stuff too, and but just our relationships from from transactions to sport boinking to because when I came into recovery, I got my vagina, and then so I did some sport boinking, but I wasn't a transaction anymore. And and then I got married like 3 times. So we're going to be talking about that stuff and how I did it, and because it just seems, especially for the dolls, it seems like unsurmountable, like that you could do something like that. It was just witness protection program, getting married type of thing, and have to hide out with somebody.
Yeah, and from my standpoint, I mean, growing up as a preacher's kid and in the puritanical portion of the United States, talking about sex or sexual relations was verboten, right? So we rarely even touched upon it.
Verboten.
And it was not acceptable. We don't talk about it. It's just secret,
That came with a 1-800 number to call.
And I utilized some of those at times too. No,
I mean to call Jesus to help you.
Oh, right, with my lustful desires.
With your lustful desires.
But so we didn't talk about it much, so that when my sexual awakening came out and the women and girls at the time. We were, pretty young. I was with
When were you awakened to this, Lenny? When
to my
how old
sexual
were you?
awakening. Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about the
Oh, let's
coerced
wait until the 10 minutes.
coerced part that was not so fun.
Yeah, really, and that's a huge part of our story
It
too,
is. It really is.
because at the beginning that was my first times, and it was with those probably those people that are at the other end of those 1-800 numbers.
Right. Right. So there
You
were,
know what I
the
mean?
coerced
Like, because it was.
portion when we were quite young, right? To the time where we could get to a place where we could enjoy it. And
Yeah, because yours was in the church, wasn't it? When
one of
something
them
happened to
was,
you?
yeah. One of them
Yeah,
was.
so it's like, isn't that crazy? You drive through the South and you see all this, all this stuff, all of this horse shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? And we know what's behind it. Like those closet doors are just filled with to the brim. Like it's just insane. And
I
it's
don't
like it.
I don't know if you follow Antifa Operative on one of the social media, but they post every day about someone here in the States that's been arrested for child sexual assault.
Good,
And it's
good.
always a church youth pastor, a minister,
Yeah,
a police
yeah,
officer,
yeah.
sometimes a scout leader, but they're all affiliated with the church. And I think that since I'm so sex positive now and I see it as something to celebrate and be grateful for,
Right.
they are so repressed that they have to prey on children, which is horrible.
Oh yeah, and it's like, and that's usually trans a person's first experience is usually somebody that how do we code this? Grape.
Yes, we can't
Yeah,
say the actual
yeah. So
word.
we say grapes, like
Right.
grapes.
Like
So
grapes.
grapes of wrath. But you know what it sounds, what it rhymes with. But it's like, but that's our first experience. And you know what? When it first happened to me, I was so excited. I remember the guy saying. I remember this guy saying to me, "Don't." It was in a shopping mall. My mom was shopping, and I was
Wow.
getting diddled in this bathroom, in a boy's bathroom. Oh yeah, yeah. Put us in the male's bathroom. Yeah, that'll help kids. And so there's this famous diddling. They used to call them tea rooms. The gay men that
Wow.
used to like, they used to call them tea rooms. These bathrooms that were known to, that they would people would do their shady business in there, right? It was just so gross. Like that's part of the gay stuff that I can't stand. Like it's just like so inappropriate. Glory holes in the bathroom stalls and stuff. Like that's men shit. That's cisgender men shit, right? And it's like just pigs. And it's like and and there I was, for the first time. And I remember the guy saying to me, "Now don't tell anybody." And I remember thinking, you know what I said back to him? I went, "Oh, I won't." I said, "Are you going to be here next week?" Because my mom shops every week. And I was in love with him. And I actually thought about him
Oh.
all week, thinking I had a boyfriend.
Oh.
And I was 9.
Oh my God, Marty.
Yeah, I was 9. And then my friend Tom, who I met at Glee Singers, because it's like I was a theater kid and I was in this Glee Singers, of course. And it's like, and he says, yeah, but you can get money for that. And so he showed me how to do it to get money
Wow.
for it. And then I was like freaking buying my mom like a dishwasher at 10 years old. And she's thinking that it's from my paper route, but she's like so pilled out on Valley of the Dolls, like prairie style, because she's like from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, right? She had a modeling agency and everything, but she was all Valley of the Dolls back then. And she was, and I remember when I came back from being estranged from my mom for 28 years, and my mom was kind of, she had lucid moments, but we'd be at family gatherings, and she'd still say that. She'd go, "Oh, Marty bought my first dishwasher,"
Wow.
and I was just thinking, "Oh yeah," and she would do with her paper route, and it's like, yeah, and then she bought me my first fine china set,
Wow.
and I'm like going, and I'm thinking, "Bitch, how do you think I fucking got that money?" And I'm like fucking 10, and I'm already like just